I was scared of dentists and the dark. I was scared of pretty girls and starting conversations. All my friends are turning green. You're the magician's assistant in their dream. And they come unstuck. Lady, running down to the Riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I get a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. There's this movie that I think you'll like. This guy decides to quit his job and heads to New York City. This cowboy's running from himself, and she's been living on the highest shelf. And they come unstuck. Lady, running down to the Riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I get a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. I just wanna know if you're gonna stay. I just gotta go. I can't have it any other way. I swear that she is destined for the screen. Closest thing to Michelle Pfeiffer that you've ever seen. Oh, lady, running down to the Riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I get a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Oh, lady, running down to the Riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I get a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are checking out Riptide by Vance Joy on the ukulele. It actually should be a baritone ukulele. This is a tenor ukulele, which is slightly bigger than the soprano I normally play. I do actually have a baritone, I just can't find it. But the important thing here is the tuning. So it's tuned actually the same as the bottom four strings of the guitar. So we have here a D, a G, a B, and an E. Now the intervallic relationship between the strings is the same on all of the other ukuleles, so you still got my dog has fleas, but it's significantly lower than a soprano tuning would be. This size instrument, I managed to just tune it down and it was fine. Ideally, you probably want to have it on a baritone. You can, of course, play the same chord grips on a soprano uke, but it will be a lot higher, so you'd have to sing it higher, and therefore it would just depend on if it's going to work for your voice or not. Okay, let's get to a close-up and check out how to play it. So the first chord we need is an A minor chord. It's exactly the same as the shape would be on the thinnest four strings on a guitar. So first finger in the first fret of the second string, second finger on the second fret of the fourth string, third finger sits directly underneath its second fret on the third string. It's the first chord you need, an A minor. Then we go to a G, so the third finger goes down on the third fret of the thinnest string. Well, it's not technically the thinnest string, the string one, let's call it, on the ukulele. And then we go back to this chord, which is a C chord, which is just like the A minor, but with the third finger lifted off. So it's a very easy one to do. So A minor, everything off except the third finger, and then back to just those two fingers down for the C. So just to add a little bit of rhythmic context now, we'd have A minor for 1 bar, so 1, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4 for a second bar, 2, 3, 4, A minor, G to C, for 2 bars, 1 bar of the G, 2 bars on the C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. First step if you're learning this song is doing that. You want to just be able to get those chords under your fingers straight away, because that's the majority of the song is that. And you can play the verse and the chorus, you just can't play the little bridgy part that's using some other chords. So the majority of the song, just those 3 very simple chords. So let's have a look at the rhythm now. It's also super easy, which is great news. We're going to use the 3rd finger in the 3rd fret of the thinner string, that G chord, just because the simplest one, allow you to really focus on the rhythm just independently before we start popping it on the chords, right? So the strumming pattern, we're just going to use our 1st finger, and we're going to strum down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. But what's really key here is that finger keeps moving. So you go down, down, down without strumming anything, up, down, up, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's how you want to practice it. Can you see that the hand moving consistently is the big deal here? And 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and down, down, up, down, up, down, down, miss, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down. Now, really key thing with a song like this is making it feel good when you're playing it. You don't want to have any tension there, so you've got to try and keep your strumming arm real nice and loose. That continuous motion will help you stay in time. You watch videos of him playing, it's exactly how he's doing it. Really nice, kind of loose, floppy wrist. And then you just want to try and, I describe it as like sitting in a sofa. If I go all tense, like it gets all jerky, and that's not what you want. That's not the sound that you're after. You're after. Now, just a little note here as well. If you strum with your 1st finger back too far, it can sometimes catch around that sound hole there. So I generally, if I'm strumming like this with the 1st finger, I want it just where the fretboard is meeting. Seems to get caught up in it all a little bit less if I'm strumming up there. So once you got it, just try it real slow. You've got to, of course, have the chord changes fast enough to not stop the rhythm. That's a key thing. Once you decide to start putting the rhythm on, if the chord goes slightly wrong, you just got to keep going. Don't let the rhythm stop. So advice would be to start a little bit slower. So just going like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, 3, and 4, and down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down. And you want to get pretty good at that, especially if you're going to sing. You need to be able to kind of automate that. And the way to do that is repetition. Well, repetition. And then you want to start being able to think about other stuff. So I can have this conversation with you about it, and I'm saying pretty much there. It'd be really difficult for me to sing this song if that wasn't automated already. If I was having to think about it, it'd be very difficult for me to sing it. Especially, I'm not a great singer, so I have to think about the pitching and all of that stuff as well. So that wants to be real automated. You get the idea? When you can do it at that speed. I'm just tapping my foot here with that. That's where I'm kind of feeling the pulse. A little bit fast there. It's one of those songs, for me, I always just end up playing it faster. I notice myself, if I'm just playing it on my own, I listen to the original recording, start at his speed, play through the song, and then listen to it at the end, and I've sped up through the tune, which is not a good sign. I need to work on that. It's something I need to work on, is not rushing through the tune. The way I'm working on it is just really trying to sit back in it while I'm playing and trying to remember if the lyrics start to feel a little bit pushed, that I've just got to try and lean it back a little bit, because it's likely that might happen for you as well. So all of the first part of the tune is using those chords. So starts off with a couple of bars and just rounds of it acoustically. See, I was going too fast again already. At least I noticed, hey. And then it's A minor was G chord to the C. A minor was G chord and then C. It's for 2 bars. A minor is G and going to C. The A minor is a G to C. Ah, ooh, G, C. And A minor to G, and then there's a stop on C for 2 bars. Now, one really important thing with a song like this is after the chorus, if you're playing it on your own, you want to have a little bit of a drop down here. There's this movie that you'll really like. Even if you pick it up again, you want to have just like a little pause at the end of that verse there. Just kind of lets it breathe a little bit. If you keep going the same way, what computer is making that wretched noise every now and again? Sorry about that. I just can't figure out. It might be my phone somewhere and I haven't found it. Anyway. So yeah, have a little gap after, not a gap, but just drop it down a little bit. You'll hear on the original recording there's a whole band there, so they can use the band dynamics to change it. But if you're playing on your own, you want to stay a little bit aware of that. Now, there's a couple of trickier bits going in. They're not hard, but real beginners might find them a little bit sticky. I'm going to show you just what it is on the record, because it's nice to play, good exercises for all of those. So after that second chord, it does verse, chorus, verse, chorus. Then there's this little cool breakdown. So for that, we start with the first finger down, first fret on the second string. Little finger goes down, or you could use your third finger, I guess, whichever finger feels more comfortable. Third finger on string 1, and then second finger's going down second fret of the top string, okay? And we're going to play, lift up that second finger, play that string with the thumb, hammer it down, and then play it again. And then we use our driving finger to play the thinner string. And then first finger plucks the second string, and then the thumb plays the top string again. So you end up with... Okay, pick, hammer, pick, thinner string, second string, top string. Now, make sure you get that rhythm. 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's one of those ones that's a little bit awkward slowly now that I've kind of automated it. Again, it's the thing, I just had to sit down and play it. I worked it out, and I was sat there doing exactly this. So I didn't have to think about it too much, because if I'm doing a lesson and I'm trying to explain, I need to have it at least fairly automated. Good news is on the original recording there's no singing over that bit, so you've got a little bit of leeway there. I think it's 4 times through that. Then there's the new bit, I just wanna know. And it's very similar chord sequence, not quite the same, but very similar. So the chords there for the bridge, it starts with the A minor for 2 bars. Then G sus. So just like a regular G, but with the first finger in the first fret of the second string. For 1 bar, then off. Then the same C for 2 bars. Now we've got this F major 7, so it's third finger, third fret on the top string, second finger, second fret on the third string, first finger, first fret on the third finger, third fret on the top string, second finger, second fret on the third string, first finger, first fret on the second string, and the open thinner string. That seems like a real mouthful today for some reason. That one would be an F major 7. So it's 2 bars on A minor. Just leave that first finger down. G sus to G. You know, it's getting very holy there. And off to the C, to the F major 7. It does the same thing again. I just gotta know. I can't have it any other way. Then it's, I swear that she is destined for the screen. Same as the verse progression, just one strum on each chord. Closest thing to Michelle Pfeiffer that you've ever seen, oh lady. Back into the chorus. It's the same progression for the rest of the song now as you're on the way out. You'll probably find the bridge is definitely the hardest bit, so you'll probably have to concentrate for that bit. But then when you're through, you'll feel all relaxed cause it's the end. And you can chill out, and hopefully all your friends are singing along now, and they'll be all impressed that you did that little fiddly bit in the bridge, cause I know you're gonna have to give that a bit of practice. And then you can, if you're feeling really adventurous, you could pop it again in there just to show your friends that, yeah, I definitely learned that tricky bit. Hey, look at me. I'm playing it like just the record. Okay, and that's it. That's the song. We go verse, chorus, the little guitar, that little riff 4 times, then we've got that different bridge. Okay, the bridge is the bit that you're going to have to make sure you remember. It's the same chord sequence with the F at the end and adding in the G sus if you want to get that. You don't have to do that, but that's what's going on the record. And then you've got the chord, you know, that little breakdown. Or important where she's destined for the screen. Really important, these dynamic things, that you've got that bridge is kind of building up with lots more chord changes, and that little release, and then we're back in the chorus again, getting people going. Those things are really important, much more important than they might seem. You'll only notice it if you saw somebody play that song with no gaps and it was just straight all of the way through with no dynamic changes or changes in the strum or anything like that. Be like, definitely get a little bit sleepy. So don't be that person. You know, think about dynamics and the way you're playing the song. And a great way of doing it as well is to record yourself and then listen back to it and just feel if you're changing it enough. Is it staying interesting, or is it just like monotone? You know, when you talk to someone and it's just the same and there's no gaps and there's no melody in what they're talking about, it gets real sleepy real quick. Like, don't do that musically. Bad idea. Anyway, I think that is all I've got to share on this. I'm also going to do a lesson on it using regular guitar chords on guitar, obviously. So yeah, maybe check that out if you're into guitar, but do check out ukulele as well. I think learning ukulele is great for guitar players. Just a fun, I love the fact that it's so non-threatening. Like, you go to a party with a ukulele, no one expects you to do anything fancy, right? They just expect to sing some songs and have some fun. So I often prefer taking a uke to a party rather than a guitar, because if I take a guitar, people expect fancy stuff. And sometimes I just want to kick back and have a beer and chill out, you know, and a ukulele is like, it is that chill out instrument, right? So have yourselves a fantastic day. Hope you enjoyed this song. Plenty more uke lessons and guitar lessons, of course, over on JustinGuitar.com. If you haven't checked it out already, do go and check out my Lessons and Songs app, which is full of backing tracks. It does have a backing track for this. You can hear the ukulele as well. The chords on the screen are for guitar, but you know, the jam along factor still remains very cool and lots of fun. See you for plenty more very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.